What's up, everybody? It's been a long time since I made an update, but I was kind of struggling where to go from here. What I wanted to talk about, essentially. Like, what topic do I want to talk about? And then I got asked a question in my last video that I want to answer because it's a tough one. And I thought it over and thought about the points that I could make, but really, I don't really have a whole lot of points, but I guess just a general overview of how I deal with it. But what I want to talk about is loneliness. And I think a lot of people that are on this path of self-improvement, they're on this path of change. Not a lot of people like change, and when you change, your friends start to notice, and you'll probably have friends that say, oh, they're really happy for you, it's all great and all of that stuff, but they don't come along with you on that journey. A lot of them don't, because they're not on that journey themselves. They haven't gone through what you've gone through to facilitate that change. So they're still doing the things that you used to do, and you don't do those things anymore. For instance, I used to play video games every single day. Now I don't. I don't play video games every single day. And the friends that I used to play with, they still do that. And I don't. And I miss them dearly, and I still love them a lot. But we no longer have that in common. And that was our main activity. So I know I can go over there and I can talk with them and all that stuff, but for the most part, the path kind of diverges. And I don't hang out with them at all anymore. And it could be a lonely road, because that used to be the thing that brought friends around me, was playing video games. And now I can no longer use that to bring friends around me. Instead, I want to be friends with the people that are on the same path as me. And those people are hard to find, especially nowadays. So it's a lonely road, because now you know what you want your friends to look like, but you're not quite at that level yourself. And it's difficult. It's a difficult road to walk, because if you're not doing it with somebody else, it's lonely. It's lonely. There are days, weeks, it could be months, it could be sometimes a year, maybe even multiple years, that you'll feel this loneliness, because you haven't reached that level yet where you want to make friends with the people that are where you want to be. So how do you deal with the loneliness, and how do you go about maybe potentially even making friends that are on that same path as you? It's a difficult thing to talk about. It's something that even I sometimes struggle with, but I guess I have kind of a system where I can fulfill that social need, because as human beings, we are social creatures, and it is certainly a need to be social. I can fulfill that social need while still doing the things that I'm doing, walking the path that I'm walking of constant self-improvement, and still having people to hang out with, talk to, and all that stuff. So, let's get into it.
Back and don't know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving with the revolution. One look, the heat is rising, and I've been cold for so long. one touch and
What's up, everybody? We're back. Had a great ab and leg day. First day back in LA because I was spending some time up in the Bay Area, San Francisco. Celebrate Chinese New Year. I had a good Chinese New Year with my family. But I want to get into my first point. I want to get into separate points of loneliness. I want to get to the practical points and I want to get into the mental points. So, the first practical way to deal with loneliness on this journey is to, well, go to the gym. I think the best kind of people to find currently going on the journey of self-improvement would just be people at the gym. Because why do you go to the gym in the first place? To improve yourself, improve yourself physically. And a lot of people go there as their first step. You know, they haven't been taught the things people need to undergo to change, but they know that if they want to start improving, they can start physically. They can go to the gym, they can get fit, they can start eating right. And you'll find other people like that. You'll find those like-minded people working on self-improvement, working on themselves at the gym. And those are people worthy. Those are people worth talking to on your journey up, you know? Not just... Sometimes people are just there physically, you know, the rest of their lives could look like something else, but in your journey of self-improvement, physical improvement would be the first step. And to do that, to find a community like that, go to the gym and start talking to people. People at the gym are nice. You know, you look at, it also depends on what gym you go to. Because you see on social media, you see on TikTok, you see on X, whatever social media you use. Sometimes you see people at the gym being absolute snobs. And sometimes you get those girls, those gym influencers on TikTok, really just making the gym kind of a toxic place. But most gyms, I would argue, aren't like that. And if you do find those people, don't be scared of them. They're dicks. They're jerks. To basically put it, just say it plainly, they're jerks. They're dicks. They think that they own the gym just because they pay for membership, or multiple people pay for memberships. So for the most part, the gym is a cool place. There's people there constantly improving. People are very helpful, especially if you're new. I was certainly nervous my first time at the gym, but you know, just like any new environment and any kind of, you know, place that you visit for the first time or community you enter for the first time, it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be rough, but you have a mission. And if you focus on that mission, you'll get more comfortable at the gym. And from there, you can start talking to people. I say hi to regulars all the time. There are a few people I talk to, but for the most part, I talk to and say hi to most of the regulars there. And maybe even some of the pretty girls, but yeah, it's a chill place. It's a chill place, and you'll find people, like-minded people, at least physically. You'll find those like-minded people that want to improve and are on the same path physically as you. Which, you know, I think that's a good place to start, for sure. The second place, really, my second point really depends on your religion. And the second point that I want to make when you're feeling lonely through all of this self-improvement is go to church. That's another practical way, is to go to church or the mosque or temple or wherever you go to practice your spirituality. Because ideally, you would be one of those people that wants to grow, not just physically, not just mentally, but also spiritually. So, go to church. Find other people that have the same religion as you, that have that same mindset as you, that they want to continue to grow spiritually. And you'll find them. And they're good people to grow with, because depending on what your religion is, most of the time, they probably won't screw you over. Just, if they have a code, and if they live by a right and a wrong, then generally they won't screw you over. And they'll probably be good friends. Of course, some of them might not be good business partners, some of them might not be good workout partners, but if you're looking for things more on the spiritual side, they're definitely people you can grow with, that you can ask questions with, have debates with over that, question them with scripture, all of that stuff, and to grow alongside them spiritually. I think those are good friends to have, because you know they won't judge you for believing in something, because you both believe in the same thing. So that's another way to fight loneliness, is make friends at church, make friends at whatever religion you believe in. And if you don't have a religion that you believe in, I highly recommend you find one, if you're an atheist or agnostic. Because whether or not you believe that God is out there, or whether or not, even if you don't know, the benefits of, and there's scientific proof of this, the benefits of believing in a religion and having that kind of religious community around you benefits you greatly. There's literally no downside in belonging to a religious community. There is only benefits. You can look it up. There's research on it that people are less depressed. The divorce rate goes down. When you have a statutes of things you believe in, that there is a code of right and wrong, generally your life gets better. You have more structure in your life. So that's up to you, man. I highly recommend it, but you know, it's your life, so you live it out however you want to live it out. But if you're starting to feel lonely, I would suggest finding and you don't go to church, find a church to go to, and start talking to people. Start telling them about, you know, if you're not that strong in your religion, how to grow, how to change, and all that stuff. And you'll find that you can make friends there. You can hang out with some of those friends there. So that's the second point. That's all my practical points. That's the things that I do now. I talk to people at the gym, and I talk to people at my church. And I also grow alongside them, and I ask them how their lives are doing. And from there, it almost feels kind of compartmentalized, because I have friends at church that I can talk spiritual stuff with, and I have friends at the gym that I talk gym stuff with and workout stuff. So I have friends. Even though it is a lonely road to walk this life-changing stuff, I have friends in different departments of my life that I'm trying to improve, physically and spiritually. Maybe along the line mentally will come along, maybe along the line business stuff will come along, but that's gonna take me some time to get there, because I think that's the hardest thing to find. Physically, I can go to the gym. Spiritually, I can go to a church. But what about mentally and career-wise and business-wise? How do I find the people there? I think that's more difficult. So, now that all the practical side is done, I want to start talking about more the mental side. So, let's get into that. What's up, everybody? We're back. It is like 8:30 right now. I am back from working, doing a bunch of grocery delivery, and yeah, that's it. I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. It's hard to get right back into it, especially after a Chinese New Year where it's just vacation and people are taking time off. I tried to do as much work as I could, but getting back into the swing of things, it does feel good to be working again. I think that's a natural state that men should be in, is stress and work and conquering something and overcoming an obstacle. It just feels good. I feel anxious when I don't do it. And I think everybody, I would say comfortably, that a man that knows what it's like to continuously struggle for something feels anxious when they're no longer struggling.
So, especially if they know if they're struggling for something big, like money, and trying to get a business to take off, or trying to get a gig, an acting gig. But I digress. Let's get into the third point of loneliness and what to do about it. And let's get into the mental side. This one is tough because everybody's mentality is built different. Everybody is different mentalities. Some people can handle things a lot better than others. I certainly can handle loneliness a lot better than others because I've dealt with it quite a bit. Early in my life, I was kind of a social outcast, especially in the formative years of youth. I would say elementary school and middle school, I was very much the odd person out. I would be picked last for sports. I did not have good social skills, nor did I have really any kind of social awareness, really. So it really affected the way I could make friends. And because of that, I'm well versed in how loneliness feels to a point where I can tolerate it. But I do understand that if I'm lonely for too long, it affects my social skills. It affects how I can hold a conversation with somebody. So I deal with loneliness a lot different than other people. It's debilitating because I've been through it for an extended period of time, but it is not something that I'm not unused to. That sentence was awful. It's something that I'm used to. So I know what it feels like, and therefore I'm mentally prepared to handle it. But humans are social creatures. It's how we're wired to survive, was to stick together and form a community. And when you don't have a community, or you've left the community you were a part of, aka my video gaming group, then it can be tough walking a lonely road, and you don't have a whole lot of people walking on that same road. It's hard to find people on that same road as well. So how do you deal with that? And I don't really have an answer. All I can tell you is it's tough. It sucks. If you have somebody that you can talk to, that's great. For me, I knew that I wanted to have a best friend in high school and in college. And I was able to find one in college. And she and I can talk about anything. I can call her up right now and she'll pick up. And I'm very fortunate to be able to have that because I don't reach out to her as much as I would like to, but I know that I could. No matter what, I could stop talking to her for an entire year. And I know that if I call her and she picks up the phone, we'll be talking like we never like that year never separated us. So I'm fortunate to have that because I looked for it. Not everybody's fortunate to have that. So if you want to have that kind of support system, if you really want to have that kind of best friend or that person that you can talk to and turn to, look for it. And it's going to be tough to find because some people can be kind of shady. So I recommend finding somebody of high character, and somebody that won't judge you. Usually somebody within my church, I would say I can find some people like that. So if you go to church, I would say maybe a pastor, maybe somebody within that group of friends you have at church. If not, if you don't go to church, then you're gonna have to find somebody that, I don't know, where do you find ride or dies? You don't, it's hard to find. It's hard to find people that are true ride or dies. I've been stabbed in the back a lot. The whole point of me, the reason why I'm sitting here and able to make these videos and do all the things that I'm doing is because I was stabbed in the back. So there's people out there that are readily there to stab you in the back, but there are ride or dies out there somewhere, and I don't know where to find them. And you have to be on the lookout for them constantly. If you truly hate feeling this loneliness, and you can't go back to your old friend group, and you want to be a part of a different group of friends, but you're not quite there yet because you know what they look like, but you don't look like them. and you're trying to get there, I recommend having at least one ride or die while you're going through this journey, while you're doing all of these things. Somebody that is supporting everything that you're doing, somebody that's saying, yes, this is the right move you need to make. I'm very proud of the growth you're having. Keep going that way. I highly suggest looking for that. And that is different for everybody. Somebody that is a ride or die for me could be just a friend for you. And somebody that's a ride or die for you could stab me in the back or say that everything that I'm doing is wrong. So I don't know how to help you there, unfortunately, on the mental side. All I can say is it sucks. I understand. It sucks because I've been there. Feeling like you can't turn to anybody. It sucks. But I will give you this hope that if you continue to stick with everything that you're doing, with this path of self-improvement, with trying to be that guy. We all know what that means. If we're trying to constantly reach to be that guy, we will find other people. Eventually. I don't know when, but eventually we will find other people that are that guy. We can be friends with them, and we know they won't stab us in the back because they're just as disciplined and principled as we are. And there are plenty of other people. There are plenty of people trying to reach for them, trying to be what they're being, trying to grab what they have. But if you are what they are, then you know they're not going to do that to you, and that they are ride or dies, and that they are men of principle and men of discipline. So until that day comes, unfortunately, it's going to suck. Just like going to the gym and working out and feeling the soreness sucks. Just like trying to build a business sucks. Dealing with customers can suck. All of these things suck. Nobody likes doing them until you get good at it. Then you love doing it. But until then, you're going to have to embrace the suck, unfortunately. And unless you take all the practical steps that I've given to you, and even then, it might not help. There are days you're going to feel lonely. It's going to suck. That's how it is. You're going to stop working? You're going to stop trying to improve? You're going to run back to your old friends? How could you go back to that old life? You can't. So unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with the suck. And that's all I can tell you. Until that day comes where you can meet those people, you can get into those rooms with those men that have your back no matter what, because they recognize and they see within you the things they see within themselves, principle and discipline. Unfortunately, you're going to have to embrace the suck, because the people around you might not be those kinds of people. I know that for a long time I've only had friends and acquaintances that are around me that were people that were not disciplined and were not principled. And I knew that if I got too close to them, if I let them know too much about me, they would use it against me somehow if I ever got too big. Which is why I backed off, which is why I didn't have a whole lot of friends, which is why I kept a pleasant and polite smile. But I would never let them know what I was thinking underneath. So, until you find those men, until you become one of those men, it's gonna suck. But this is a good time to steel yourself. This is a good time to prepare. Now that I've told you that it's gonna suck, you can prepare for that. You can prepare to go down that road of pain. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, at the other side of that pain are brothers. Brothers that are gonna be there for you when times get tough. Brothers that are gonna be there for you to celebrate your wins and to encourage you or to pick you up. Sometimes it's not even encouragement, or sometimes the encouragement can be very abrasive. But even then, they're going to encourage you when you fall. They're going to help pick you and they're going to try and pick you up, but ultimately it's up to you to stand up. You're going to find people like that one day. It's gonna happen. It's only a matter of time. But you have to do the work. You have to continue the path you're on. And you have to become that guy. And it'll happen. But I think that's all I got for the mentality side of it. it's gonna suck. That's all I have to say. But just know that I know how you're feeling. A lot of men out there that are on this path know how you're feeling. And a lot of people that have already that have made it, that have become that guy, they know how you're feeling too. And they're the ones that can tell you that there's a light at the end of this tunnel, that there are brothers that you can find once you've reached that, once you've entered those rooms. So continue to improve yourself. Strive to become that guy. And when you know what you're striving to become, you know what you're going to get when you become that, you can endure any kind of pain, you can endure any kind of loneliness. And I hope that's encouraging for you. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you all for watching. I hope that all of these tips helped you. And keep grinding, keep improving, keep changing for the better. Let's get to your comments and questions from last video. So, Vladicated, loving the beard journey, man. It's all about embracing the changes and learning as you go, just like life, right? Keep rocking it. I appreciate that. I'm loving how this looks on me. And I'm dreading the day that I'm gonna have to shave it off because because I booked a commercial or something, or I booked a short film. But either way, beard or no beard, I look good. I'm just thinking that the beard makes me look a lot better. So any chance I'll grow this out, I'll continue to grow it. Definitely starting to get bushy, but I bought a beard comb. I've been fiddling with a beard comb for a long time. I also got a barbershop cut for my beard. So look how it's shaped now. It's not super wild. It's shaped pretty well. I'm going to keep this shape as long as I can. This is my new maintenance. So yeah, I learned a lot about beard maintenance as well as beard shaping from that guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well this will grow out even further, because I intend to have it quite long, but I also want a ducktail. I think I look good in a ducktail because I have a round face. But appreciate the comment, Vlad. Mike, always good to see you, Mike. You're the man. I agree with Vlad. Your beard and your physique are also beginning to pop. This video is full of much wisdom. I appreciate that, brother. It's all coming from God, really. This is just things I've learned that God has put me through. So it's all God. All glory to Him for sure. But I appreciate that. I'm really happy with my physique. Really happy with my physique, but it's not quite yet time to cut. I'm still trying to gain more weight, but I'm not quite time to cut yet. So I'm still bulking, but I know that if I start cutting now, I'm still gonna like the way I look. Grayson, Grayson, it's good to see you, man. Hopefully you can get roles that allow you to keep the beard, yes, because it's at least a physical manifestation that displays how much of a man you become now. I agree. I don't have to, when I'm buying alcohol for customers, I don't have to get carded anymore, so it's super nice. I agree with Diego, and I agree that Diego is definitely somebody I should stick to like glue because he inspired me in college. That's your ride or die, brother. Definitely. Unfortunately, we don't really talk as much since he leveled up in his career and moved to DC. Hey, I'm sure if you hit him up again, when it comes to people like that, if you haven't screwed him in any kind of way, and he knows you're on this path to constant self-improvement, it really just depends on his schedule if he's got time to talk. But one story I remember from when I started working out with Diego in the gym that time was I wanted to do my bicycle crunches. They were at the basketball courts. I told him the full story and about bullying, how one of my bullies going to do the tribal dance with us. He just silently nodded, took off his shoes and socks, and was basically like, bro, you hitting these or what? Bro, Diego sounds like a bro. He sounds like a real bro. Then I realized I had a bro for life. You've been a textbook example of the type of man you've been describing in your videos as somebody you aspire to be, an ascended, self-actualized man. I know that you want to find your own Diego amidst the feeling of loneliness while undergoing personal change, but I'm confident that you'll come across him soon, as long as you stay on the right path, bro. Yes, That's true. I do want to find those like-minded brothers because my best friend's a girl. She doesn't understand the struggles that guys have to go through. So, and the personal change that she doesn't fully understand. She's proud of me. She doesn't fully understand the things that I had to go. Well, she understood the things I had to go through. She doesn't understand the things that I'm fully doing now, and also the mentality change. She's just seeing the results. But yeah, I appreciate that, Gray. I'm happy for you. I hope that I hope you reach that point where you catch up with Diego, because he seems like a cool dude that I'd love to hang out with. But you got some work to do. Got some catching up to do. Level up in your career as well, man. Catch up to him. But it's good to have somebody to look up to, for sure. JD. By the way, JD, your comment inspired this video, the topic of this video. Hey, bro. Hope you had a great Chinese New Year with your fam, and I dig the beard. Thanks. I totally agree with you that embracing pain and loneliness is the necessity to becoming a man. I've really just been grinding in the gym and running at least 3 miles a week. Dang! While getting fit and training for my 10K in May. Bro. Keep working on that. 10K is crazy hard. But yeah. Keep up that cardio for sure. I need to start doing cardio soon. Sometimes I have to stay productive because I tend to mentally spiral if I'm alone for extended periods of time. Yeah, that happens for sure. I actually want to ask you how you deal with loneliness in those moments when you feel like you have nobody to turn to. You're the reason why I made this video. But I will add on to it. I will add on to this. Stay productive. Because when you're dealing with it, when you get time to think about how lonely you are, you're going to feel terrible. I think it's the same way, because my pornography addiction was a lot easier this time around because I did NoFap before, and several attempts, and I think the reason why I finally hit day 90 and beyond is because I constantly kept myself busy. I constantly had something to work on. It's why I love doing business and why I love working out and why I love being busy. It's because I don't have time to get in my own head with things that don't matter. I get anxious when I don't work. I was super anxious when I was home for Chinese New Year. I couldn't work on my business because a lot of the stuff that I do gets imported from, a lot of the things that I sell get brought in from China. So they were on vacation, so I couldn't really work on my business too much. But I get anxious when I can't work. I should be doing something. I think that, like I said, the greatest state that a man can be in is stress, because we have something to work on. When we have something to work on, to fix, when a man has something he needs to fix, or when a man has something he needs to achieve, he's at his best place. And that can be stressful. But honestly, I'm learning to love it. I'm learning to thrive in that kind of environment. I'm learning to like stress because I feel like I'm working towards something, a goal. And when I achieve that goal, I'm fulfilled. I feel like I conquered something. And I think that's super healthy for men. So I do realize, if I've been alone for a long time and I haven't been working, I'm gonna feel lonely. So just to add on to my points, get busy. Get really busy. Find something to work on. If you finished everything for the day, find something to work on, like a side hustle or something. But keep working constantly work. You can't continue to work on your body because you'll overwork your body. But find something to constantly work on. I don't feel lonely too much anymore because I constantly have something to work on. There are times when I'd rather be alone because I want to work on my thing. I want to work on my business. I want to work on my career. I want to work on my body. So yeah, that's another piece of advice I'm gonna throw in there. It's just constantly find something to do. It'll kill the loneliness. And eventually, like I said, when people recognize that and people see that you're a hard worker, you're ambitious, you've got goals, you're going to change, you're going to make changes in your life and also around the world, people want to be around you. People want to be like, that guy's got something. I want what he's got, so I'm going to be around him, you know? So, yeah, keep it up, man. I hope these points help you, especially JD. And thanks for inspiring this video. But anyway, thank you all for your comments and your questions. Grace and I hope you enjoyed the bicycle crunches. I didn't take my socks off. I should have read your comment a little bit better, but I did do it without my shoes in a full gym with very interesting looking socks that I got from the baby shower a long time ago, like 5 years ago. But thank you all for watching, and keep grinding, keep working hard, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.